Dear ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for integration here in the high-level listener round in Athens. It's a pleasure for me to present you some ideas from CBS-System. What's the matter of Industry 4.0, digitalization in the meat industry, and I will give you some practice experience in some examples for automation, classification, data integration, traceability, picking, e-commerce, and Mrs. Marvin asked me for sustainability and a little bit more. And we will start. Here's a roadmap for the next 20 minutes. We have some definitions for Industry 4.0. We have to look for global activities. There is a toolbox and the best practice solutions combined with this toolbox, and a small outlook for you in the 90 minutes. Where CSB? CSB-System is a company named Computer Software Business Consulting, founded by a butcher, Dr. Peter Schimicek. He learned butcher. He kills cows and pigs with his father, and that was not enough. And he is a digitalization pioneer in the German meat industry. His doctor's work was result optimization of sausage products. It was the first artificial intelligence product in Germany. That was a very good doctor thesis in 1980. And from this doctor's work, he makes a software company, now with 600 employees in more than 30 languages. In 40 states we are very active with more than 1,300 clients, and you can see here a small impression of our headquarters. So when you will more look for CSB-System, please look in the web CSB.com. I think it's not the platform to make company marketing. I give you now some experience about industry 1.0, it's electricity with the slaughterhouses in Chicago. 2.0, it's a mass production. 3.0, it's automation. And 4.0, it's digitalization with cyber-physical systems. And that's worldwide. In Europe, in each state, in US, in China, Industry 4.0 is a global initiative to digitalize the manufacturing processes in all the factories, in food and meat too. What is it? Industry 4.40 works with cyber physical systems, with high solution sensoric systems, with an automatic transfer of decisions, with human-to-machine interaction or machine-to-machine communication and the Internet of Things. And in every step, the productivity grows further up. And now we come to the platform informations. What's the matter about Industry 3.0? I think the food industry has a special situation. Automation is not so on a high level than in the other branches. You can see it here. It's from independent consulting. And I will present you some examples from the German food industry. We have a pilot in water filling. It's a Lidl company. 20 people make the water for the market leader, not more. It's constructed by Porsche Consulting, and there are no people in it. And in the big bread bakeries are the same situation. And in the dairy, when the food processes are organized, there's a high level of automation. In the meat industry, it's a little bit different. In the large slaughterhouses, it's well automated in the last 20 years. The companies like MPR Stork or Buns bring a lot of robots in the processes. In the cutting area, there is a high level of manual processing, and in logistics in the meat factories, we have a high level of automation. That's the situation, the status quo of automation in the meat industry. And very special in the meat industry is, automation is possible on the platform of the breeding activities of the generation of the farmers of my father and my grandfather. Without the breeding activities in the 60s and the 70s and the 80s, it was impossible to automate the processes. You can see it here in the poultry examples or from the pigs or in the cows, you can see it. Without breeding, it's a long process to develop an Industry 4.0 milking cow. It's not possible to start it from one of the other day. So, and now, after this platform activities, we look a little bit around the world. And now, yeah, I give you an example of GBS. GBS buys Industry 4.0. GBS buys automation in New Zealand. The company named Scott, and here's an example of it. It's an automatic sheep cutting organization here, and the requirement for an ERP system is it to connect the information of the automation processes in the data flow of the whole process. Some installations in Australia are running with it, and it's not the only one. Another investor, you know perhaps Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett buys a lot of companies in the poultry chain, but an automation company like Maine 2. He invests in automation. Another is a Japanese company named Mayakawa in the ham cutting. You can see it here. That's innovative steps, pilot steps to automate the processes. You can see it here, and you can see here in this slide, one step after the other can be automated, like the processes in the slaughter industry in the 80s or in the 90s. That's the future way for the slaughterhouse and cutting industry to automate the processes. Now we come to the toolbox with 6 parts. Data processing and production, machine-to-machine communication, company-wide networking with production, ICT infrastructure in production, man-machine interfaces, and efficiency in small batches. Now we come to data processing in the production, from no data processing to full automating processes. That's a toolbox organization from a German organization. One example I will bring to you is from Grañas Carol from Mexico. We installed there in a big slaughter plant all the whole platform for digitalization, slaughter planning, reception and executives, stable management, stunning and slaughtering, veterinary inspection, cutting entry, cutting planning, storage, cooling, classification, and then cutting exit, packing and labeling, inventory management, order picking, and the route management to bring the meat to the customers in Mexico City. That is a big company. Here's a picture of it. It's very new and full integrated with 18 farms and feed mill integrated, one slaughterhouse with 1,500 employees. It's one of the top pork meat producers in Mexico and has a turnover of 1.6 million pigs per year. And from farm to table is the level, full integrated. And here's some impressions for you from a Mexican factory. I think you know a lot of European factories, and I think it's better I present you an example. It's not so well known. So here are the benefits: 100% paperless, cost reduction, very fast traceability, and more consumer deliveries with more flexibility. That's a platform. An ERP system is a platform to realize benefits of this ERP platform. Now we come to company-wide networking with the production. I think you know all the standards for company worldwide networking. That are the barcodes. The barcodes are the standard for company worldwide networking. And the platform for this in the meat industry was the BSE crisis. 20 years before, there was a big crisis, and then the GS1 organization installed the beef traceability based on these tools of ERN. That was the pilot position. The beef industry and the meat industry in the world is on the pilot position, intercompany communication, based on the BSE crisis. And very special is, the Danish speaker gives the information too. Now, the consumer is fully integrated with Industry 4.0. He can look with his smartphone and can scan with the QR code and can look for there are components from GMO-free or from which area or some feeding requirements, and the consumer can look for his specifications. He is the driver of traceability information of the data flow. So next is machine-to-machine communication or man-machine interfaces. That's the next toolbox. And here is it not so easy to find standards. A little bit well known in Germany is the Weidenstefaner standards, or in the area of the packing machine, the OMAC standards. It's well known, not so international. And here I bring for you all the standards in the world for machine-to-machine communication. It's a lot of. And here, the OMAC and the Weidenstefaner standard, that's the food business standards. And now, these two standards are the language. And now, is the structure of the language is the OPCOR interface. And this is the interface to communicate to link machine informations to ERP or MES systems. That's the coming process. It's not so easy. A lot of machines are very old without interfaces, and that's the beginning process in the moment. But the integration of the machines, the machine traffic, the machine integration traffic is growing up. The experts expected 20 to 30% every year. Is it running up? Is it growing up? And follow this growing communication of the machines, there is a requirement, it's cybersecurity. And the companies have to look for solutions for cybersecurity. And one solution is, like in the history here in Athens or in Troya, the towns has walls with doors, and you have to build a wall that's perhaps a line control system with a door. That's a proxy server. That's a transfer from the history now to the IT area. And the line control system is perhaps a solution to manage the IT security with one proxy address, and then to integrate the machines in the factory, in the line. And one advantage of a line control system is you buy, when you installed it, the knowledge of communication for your factory. It's a kind of digital twin for standardization of the installation. And that's the benefits of Industry 4.0 with a line control system. And with this line control systems, you can integrate robots or cobots. Cobots are the robots without toy. These cobots can direct work together with the people. In the moment, there are installation of 1,000 and 1,500 new robots in the global meat industry every year. And here's an information. Retailers lose $5 to $15 every online grocery order that is picked manually. The requirement for automation is very high in the moment. That's the benefits of automation for big companies when it is possible to standardize the processes. One other example is here from Belgium. There are special transport units. It's from Marmo. You know it, Mr. Borremans? The trays are ready produced and then full automated transport in a storage. Started every early in the morning, and when the retailers comes with the orders from the day, then the software with this automation solution organized the automatic packing and labeling in direct requirements of the special orders. That's better for organization, high level of hygiene, no people in the storage, and it's so faster to supply the retailers with special prices, and you need not so much people to organize the same volume. And the next example for automation are the introduction of gantry robots. Here's an example from Promessa in the Netherlands. So you can see it. It's not it's a storage in a hole, no metal, not so much engineering, no people, high hygiene level. And this software, CSB software, looks for the right box, for the right orders, to transport the box with the products, with the meat products to the right customer. That's the steps of automation in medium-sized meat processing plants in Netherlands. Other solutions are here from Amazon. You know Amazon is very well. In the Amazon storages are coming the robots to the storage parts. And this Kiva systems transport the part of the storage to the picking people. The robots are running, not the people. It's not so expensive. That's the advantage of this solution. And there is a well-known German company named Kemper. They installed this, well, I think 25 years before. It's well-known, but Kemper is a very high technical engineer company. The Kemper family owns the property rights of the magnetic train in Shanghai. They are very innovative. So now we come to efficiency with small batches. And one example for you is here 3D printing of meat-free products. You see here some examples from Memphis Meat or Impossible Foods or Beyond Meat. And here's a link to the IT, to software. The investors of Beyond Meat are Bill Gates. The investor of Impossible Foods are Bill Gates. The investor of Impossible Foods too are Google Ventures. The big money is looking now for money for meat-free production products, to bring meat-free products to the consumer with reduced environmental requirements, not so much water and so on. So the next toolbox is picking. There are some examples: pick to light, pick by voice, pick by light, pick by robot. It's a startup from Siemens. Pick by vision with the Google glasses. We have a cosmetic client. He reduced the labor costs in the picking area with the Google glasses 20%. And now we come to artificial intelligence. In the slaughterhouses are a lot of vision system installed in the moment, and to control the environmental and sustainability requirements, unlighting control, stable control, stunning control, and furthermore, it's a potential to install a lot of intelligence vision systems in the slaughterhouses, beef, poultry, and pigs too. One of it is pig classification. Here's an example for a vision system that's installed in 18 slaughterhouse in France, running since 6 years. More than 120 million pigs are graded now with this system. You can see it now here. Very small service level, very transparent measurements. I think an average stop in each slaughterhouse 3 minutes a month. It's very good. A double system, no stop. And now you can see here the measurements, and very fast, 800 pigs is possible. And when you are looking for the estimation of the primal cut value, it's possible to look for the sorting profits. It's possible in much situations to realize more than 2 hours benefits for a special sorting process. Some impressions from this grading systems too, data integration, data using, and in every morning, and when there are some problems, the morning control and the accuracy control, and that's the benefit of vision systems. It's very good for accuracy. And now we come to animal welfare control. It's possible to grade the animal welfare. When you see here the stripes, red or blue, it's possible. Some clients of us have the requirements for it. It's possible to have to look for the gender recognition. We are developing it now. It's possible to look what is in the box on the goods out, to reduce the personnel, to reduce the people on the good out control. In big restaurants, it's possible to install these systems too, like Hofbrauhaus. It's possible to install vision system to control the fat fields of hams for a very specialized ham producer with a high-level marketing in hams, to bring standardized raw material hams in the market to the retailers. It's possible to, in Industry 4.0, to look for the number of the crates. Some of our clients asked, please, look for the numbers of the boxes. We have a little bit losses, and now we look for this loss management, and we bring solutions for this requirements of our customers. That was image processing, artificial intelligence. Now one example for you, blockchain in direct comparison to the Danish guy and the guy from the Copa Cosega. The USDA certifies the beef chain. This is the first blockchain company. Blockchain is a traceability technology. And here is information for you in the last line, where some of 150 million goods were traced using blockchain technology. That's from Alibaba research in China. In China, it's integrated in the marketing, and in Europe we started. And in US it's coming, and Walmart do it, and Carrefour do it in poultry in France, and Smithfield do it in pork, and Nestle in confectionery in Italy, and Bofrost with frozen food in Italy. That's examples for you for blockchain. Now we come to ICT infrastructure in production. It's sharing. You know perhaps Red Bull. Red Bull has no processing company. It's only marketing. You have filling partners. It's coming this situation in the meat industry, perhaps? I don't know. It's only possible to sharing production organization. It's the future. IT commerce is coming. In Asia, on pole position. A lot of in Korea, a lot of in China, and the speakers before give the example Danish Crown with Alibaba, ABP do it with GDCom, and smaller companies like our client in Germany, Otto Gourmet, do it with own web shops. Please use for your factories your global showcase. It's a very cheap organizational structure. I think that's only an example. I think for meat is not coming to supply the consumers with this, sagen wir mal, solutions with the drones. It's only an example. Now, one conclusion at first. The platform for digitalization is ERP software. The first step was the integration of tools, weighing, scanning, labeling, controlling, and measuring. The next step is more process integration, forklift management, fleet management, labeling solutions, inventory management, picking, calculation and optimization procedures. And the third step is electronic data exchange, accounting, reporting, documentations and archiving of all the data and so on. And the fourth step is the management systems, quality management, IT management, traceability, rating, sustainability management, and so on. That can you get from one supplier when it is possible. But now we come to Industry 4.0. It's more complicated. We need more partnership, RFID, the digital twin, more image processing, more automation, or more cloud, or more data glazes, or automatic guided vehicles. And it's a requirement for Industry 4.0. You need more partnerships, and we need it as a supplier too, to bring you very efficient processes. And now, 3 or 4 slides to sustainability. Mrs. Morvan asked it for me. You know all the sustainable development goals. Very important is point 12, responsible consumption and production. With IT, it's possible to reduce some losses with better forecast instruments. Here are some impressions from the last climate conference in Bonn with Al Gore. Climate change is coming. We have more than 6 degrees warming in the last 60 years in China, the red fields. A lot of greenhouse gases are from agriculture, from the animal production. That's real. And the European Commission give for the companies some directive information guides or guidelines to make sustainability reports. It's for the big company a must to do, for the stock market companies, for the big retailers. But the suppliers of the retailers has to follow, to bring the information, how many is the energy reduced, or the carbon footprint reduced, or the water print reduced. That's the trend to reduce the special processes. Some examples from the European community. There are the Beef Carbon Action Plan, a European project. And 3 weeks before, I was in Chengdu for the World Meat Congress, and there we can see the result of it. the European beef and lamb, excellent in food safety and sustainability. But the other do the same. The Minister for Agriculture from Canada promoted the Canadian products with 30% lower carbon footprint of meat products. Or the Brazilian food exporters too. Carbon footprint is a marketing advantage in the moment, but it's possible to follow this information and organize this information with an ERP system. The Australian do the same, the Irish people too. 10 years before of the sustainability report of Westfleisch, they have a carbon footprint per kilogram meat and for sausage, and that's the same for Nippon meat in Japan. And all the companies like Danish Crown look for reducing the energy, the water, the carbon footprint to come to a zero net emissions goal. That's a target in the next decades. 5? Okay. You can see here from the New Zealand people, it's a long way to reduce the CO2 or the methane per meat. They are starting to reduce this methane in the beginning of the 90s. Okay, I have to finalize my presentation. I come to the last slide. Roadmap Industry 4.0 for the smart meat factory. The first is IT processes are getting faster in the future. Faster hardware, a faster cloud, 5G is coming. The automation is a driver for Industry 4.0. With regarding to better sensor systems, special image processing systems are installed. Automation in intralogistic will continue, and automation enables better hygiene with very good logistical cost benefits. And we give our customers or our partners information, do it, install it step by step, not so much step by step. And a high-performance ERP system is a central platform for the smart meat factory. Here's a deadline, the headline from a German newspaper named Frankfurter Allgemeine Zeitung. ERP system are the central control units. Conclusion is, digitalization ensures competitiveness of the enterprises, of the meat enterprises in the future. Digitalization supports the requirements for your sustainability management. And my information and my proposal for the digitalization roadmap for you, it's a core business for the next 10, 15 years. And it's a great tool for your meal sales too. Thank you very much for your attention, ladies and gentlemen.